Well, now it's cold again. I was enjoying 70s. What's going on, folks? So, we're getting ready for corn. It's Wednesday today. We got done combining on Sunday. Or combining beans, I should say. We're not quite done combining yet. We got quite a few acres of corn to do. So, corn head should be ready. Just have to grease it. We're gonna run it in the yard here and make sure it works. Sounds like we're gonna start here on the home farm either today or tomorrow. The combine still is concaveless. Dad has some work to do to the front concave. Has to take a bend out of it and fix one of the wires in it. So yeah, so we're gonna get the corn head out. I'm gonna get the combine back down to the shop, and then I'm gonna switch it over. We're starting on that cornfield right down there. It's going up to my uncle's, who raises beef cattle, and he's trying to take and he uses it for feed. I tested the corn before it rained here, and it was, one test was 19% in the top part of the field, the bottom was 21, so easily dried down in a bin with air. Dad is off getting electric poles this morning and sawing some lumber and stuff up, so with those, so we're gonna just sitting here trying to get stuff ready. We got about 7/10 of rain, 6 or 7/10. We didn't get a huge amount, but it was enough to shut us down. Ooh, that was close. Almost got it. Alright, well, I'm waiting for him to get his truck out of there so I can get this moved down here. And then start working on that. So basically, to get this switched over to corn, we have to lift the drum up all the way and then put the corn concaves in, which I just have to fix that. And then this here gets switched to first, which it's in there already. Beans it's second, and wheat it's third. Then the chopper belt has to get switched to low speed. And then the chopper knives have to get pulled all the way up. And I'm gonna switch that belt when I get down there. So here's a look at the rotor. It's still in gear, so it ain't gonna turn.
Figured out why that switch doesn't switch for the lock. It's because the little sensor on the door is gone.
Okay. So I'm noticing as we're walking through here that these stalks are still tough yet, but that shouldn't make much of a difference. We just want to find cobs that are, bulk of these cobs are actually all tipped down. This one's half. There's still water sitting on them, but hopefully the husk took care of these, or preserved the moisture in them, so corn doesn't pick up moisture like beans, but we did get quite a bit of rain. Oh no, the ground isn't too bad. We could combine in this.
It's solid at least.
Yeah. I'm just gonna walk down a little bit here. You can see, so this got sprayed with fungicide, but I'm noticing tar spot on here pretty bad, so that's all tar spot there. I'll just grab another cob here, just 2 samples, so keep the husk on those so we know where those are from.
Okay, these are further in.
Yeah.
These ones will be headland.
So. Oh. Alright.
Those are headlands, these are in more.
Okay. I think those were what, 48 rows in?
Yeah, these ones were like 10 and 12. You're not gonna be able to digest that, Russell. Okay, maybe not really. With corn?
Don't get that song stuck in my head.
No, I'm not gonna start it.
No. That is the dumbest TikTok trend on this planet.
Mm-hmm. Get anything for me?
You're not gonna like it, you can try it.
I'm not gonna like it.
This moisture tester is cooler than dirt.
Is it accurate?
It's 2 points. It's 2 points below, or it's 2 points low. That tested at 17, so that's 19%, or
That's not
18.7, so that's 21.
No.
18.6, so that would be 20.
So it's roughly the same.
20.6, so it's roughly the same. That actually lost moisture, because I tested it and it was like 22 or 21.8 and Alright, let's see about knocking some corn off here. Alright, I got a few passes off here. It's 23%, so I don't know. I'm going to take a pass down the rest of the field and see where it's at. Went down the field here and, well, these headlands here, it seems like the headlands are wet. We're 23, 24, but as I went down the field, it was down 19 and 20, so this is good. If we can stay in that 19 to 20, we're gonna take a good portion of this field off. Otherwise, if we get wetter, then we're gonna head up by the by my uncle's and take off a couple fields up there that are gonna be wet, but he can get them. He's gonna throw some air on it in the bin and he'll have those fed out pretty quick, so. So far we're sitting at 20, so 19.8. Waiting for Dad to get a semi flipped around. Cart's full, combine's full. So we're still about 20 to 21. There is some butt shelling on the head. If anything's getting ran through the back of the machine, we'll see it here. All right, so we got a kernel there. Kernel there and a kernel there. Sample looks pretty good, so there's a little bit of cob in here. Some here. For the most part, that sample looks pretty good. So rotor is at 270, fan is at 900, so it's not blowing anything out. The fan's, you know, not really blowing anything out the back. Okay, so concaves are open to 23. It's taken everything off of the cob, so I'm not worried there, but I'll set that to 22. I don't know why it's at 23. Okay, you can stay at 22. Okay, and then lower sieve is 15, the upper sieve is 16. Those two are where I want it, so this is the drain loss monitor. These are the two cones. This is for the rotor and this is for the shivs. So these will start to fill up with black. You can see this one is now. Slow the rotor down a little bit. We're at 270 on the rotor. I want to slow her down to 260 here. See if that does anything. And then I just pressed it save, or I saved it in the machine settings up here in the monitor, and that will save it. I want to explain myself a little bit better here. I didn't really do a very good job of it. So we had issues this year with spongy cobs, and that's what I was starting to learn in the beginning as we're starting the corn. I was messing around with a few different settings, you know, off camera. I already ran the rotor faster and had the concaves around like 24. It's kind of what my go-to when we're running wetter corn. I found that running the rotor speed lower, around like that 270 area, and closing the concaves up a bit, I ended up having those things at 18, 17. That seemed to do it the best, and having a little speed so it loaded the rotor. It just seemed like none of that stuff was getting enough rotor time. It ended up being that it was not taking the kernels fully off the cob, and the kernels that were on the ground that were off the cob, we were finding that there were a lot of leaves coming into the machine. I opened up the stripper plates a little bit. We were still getting some decent amount of leaves that were coming through the machine. Seemed the more I loaded it, the better it got. We're most likely gonna have to do a concave thing for next year, but who knows if we have these conditions next year. The concaves that are in it right now are the ones that we pulled every other wire. So, and those are our corn concaves. I think those ones are getting wear because those have seen quite a few acres. So it might just be those. There is kind of a difference when you look at those ones versus the other ones that we just run in beans. There's definitely a condition difference. So it might just be that too, or it might be just me being too picky about, you know, 2 kernels per square foot. So I don't know. I don't like seeing any corn out there. And in a lot of cases, this machine doesn't leave much corn out there. As the videos keep going on through the year here, it will come a little more clear on what we're dealing with, and whatever doesn't get explained there, we will explain, you know, when we start our little podcast deal. So just keep an eye out for that. That should be coming. We should be making one of those here in very short order. So hope you guys enjoy the video. So we sprayed this field with fungicide. All of our corn got fungicide this year. So the stalks still have green in it. I don't know if you can see in any of it, but still a bit of green in here. But he's gonna take this field off and use the corn stalks or the corn fodder for bedding. So we have to head a little bit lower to the ground to try to get more of the stalk down, but he'll let this sit out here and dry for a little bit, for a couple of weeks here before he starts baling it and get stuff dried out. So we got one truck full, and we're gonna dump some more, or load another truck here. We're gonna see what the moisture looks like. Corn's coming in quick. One thing I love about corn is it keeps everybody going. Stuff doesn't really sit at all, so it's a lot easier to combine corn as well. It's more fun to me. I just got word that we're gonna head up towards the beefers and we're gonna knock out that 13 acres up there. We're gonna load this truck here first. Dad just headed up there with the full truck. So far we got 1,500 bushels off of here, according to the monitors. So this field is about 1/3 of a mile long, or a little bit more. So we are getting full every pass. I haven't broke anything open because we're kind of skimming it down the field to see where we're at. But well, we could have broke it open right there. Thought I planted this field too good. It's always a spot that you widen it out, so I'm happy today. We're in corn, and Jeremy's got the first hopper on that truck full, so we're gonna fill up another cart and we're headed. one more combine dump here and we should be headed up, I shouldn't say up, I should say down because it's south of here. So. I'm just gonna open up in that small part there in the trail. I'll see how wet it is down there.
Then I'll wait for you.
I'll call you.
Because I'm gonna take and get the 1050 hooked up to that grain head and pull it up in the front yard.
Yeah, let me just see what because that's jungs on that little thing there, and I'll just poke in there.
That might be drier, you know.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna head over there. He's just gonna bring a semi. I want to make sure that it's dry enough to get the semi down in there. Definitely a little bit on the frustrating side right now, trying to find the dry corn, and just the sitting. Definitely praying that this stuff is dry because I want to get going on something. This jumping around is getting a little annoying. All right, so I cut a pass there and 19.6 at the average, so maybe it's not as wet as I'm thinking, but that was just a headland, and so the semi's gonna come down through here and it's gonna get parked over here. When I came through here a couple days ago, it was really wet, but I think it's dry enough now to get a semi in here. A combine doesn't even make ruts in it, so I'm gonna fiddle around with this little field here and see. This is jungs in here, so it's drier. I don't know if that's deer damage or if that is coon damage. That ain't good. It's a lot of corn. All right, so far, the highest I saw down a little draw down there around some trees was 21.5. We might be sitting pretty good. I'm waiting for Jeremy to bring the cart. Grain loss monitor was saying nothing, but I just want to make sure. This stuff is definitely shelling better. All I'm finding is little ones like these. Which doesn't amount to anything. Those little ones are getting blown out from the fan because they're so light. Just working on these headlands here. We got a semi full. It's drier. We had hopped into this jungs here and it's running like 18 to 19, so it's like right where we want it. But we're gonna take this semi in and see where we're at before we keep going. But my guess is that we'll at least take this field off today. And here was a little bit wetter. It was 3 points wetter according to the monitor, and I do not know how on this monitor is. One of the stressful things with farming. Dad's gonna take this semi in here. I'm gonna go with him. We want to get a good test on what the moisture's at, so if it's anywhere over 20, we're done. Looks like this week there should be some warmer weather, and we'll just let it dry this week, and if it hasn't really, whatever moisture it is after this week, we're just taking it all off. I don't want to be combining this stuff in December, so I'll figure it out, I guess. I just got back from the mill. Jeremy came and picked me up because there is a line down there. Came back at 21.4, so we're just gonna take another load off and finish off taking headlands off here. I got one right here, and then there's just a little one there, and then there's 2 more planter passes over there yet. I'm leaving that outside round there until I can put it in with the other stuff, so it's a little bit wet. got back to the farm here and we're wrapped up for the day. We cut 3 semis off of there and they're still over 20%. So Dad's still in line down there. There are like 10 trucks in front of him when he got there. So I hope you guys enjoyed. We're gonna take and wrap this video up here. There's gonna be more corn videos coming out. This is just us kind of fiddling around starting. Sorry about being all over the place. It's been frustrating here trying to find dry corn. Comment down below, let me know how you guys are enjoying the videos. Hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed yet. So hope you guys enjoyed. Catch you in the next one.